Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. I'm Kel.
And this is Misfit.
And we are here with our review of Week 2 of Stage 4. So we're going to do pretty similar to what we talked about last week, or the way we talked about teams last week, and that's just going by each team. So we're going to start right off the bat. New York Excelsior.
Ungodly.
What more can you say about this team? There really isn't more to... There's nothing more we can say.
No,
other than they figured out the meatball, finally.
Yeah. Well, they're not afraid to use it.
Yeah.
Where everybody else has this, like, oh, we're going to go dive.
Right.
No. New York said, what's the most efficient way to win this map? Oh, Moira, Brigida, couple of tanks, and done.
Yep.
It's pretty much the way it is. Put Saviobi on Brigida. He'll figure it out.
And, yeah, he'll still be incredible.
Yeah.
It was insane.
And the only other thing I want to add to us talking about New York is Libro's the MVP.
Yeah.
It's almost unfair to pick someone from New York.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, Libero has just risen above everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, he just continues to look absolutely incredible and just puts up insane numbers. It doesn't matter the heroes he plays. And then just that versatility just brings so much to everything anyway.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. It's the versatility. He is efficient on every hero he plays, and if he's slightly off, so is New York.
Yep.
But they always have someone come out and pick them up because they're a great team, but still, without Libero doing what he does, they wouldn't be in the position they are.
Right. Even when he doesn't play and they put Pine in, like, yeah. I feel like he still somehow has an influence on it. Like, yeah. That's the crazy thing.
I know.
It's like you put in Pine, like it's almost like the reverse of what we talked about, where it's like, okay, we're going to start off with Libero, then Pine's going to come in, and he's going to torture you for a little while, and then Libero's going to come back, and he's going to torture you even more.
Yeah. He's going to torture you in a different way.
Right.
He's not going to put you on the rack. He's going to put you in front of a firing squad or, put you in the Iron Maiden or whatever you want to call the next level of torture, which is Libero.
Right. Exactly. All right, so let's move on to Dallas Fuel.
Yeah, they look like a team now.
Right. And they are the team that is I think they're going to be
kind
of the trendsetters of what other teams are going to start running in this meta.
Oh, yeah. They have a set plan. These are things we don't say about this team. Right. And they go in and they execute. And
Mickey, he is looking like the fucking stage MVP at this point.
Yeah. He's the Brigida god.
His Brigida is phenomenal. The stuns that he is landing, just the clutch plays that he is putting out on a regular basis.
Yeah, I think I texted you, or I was talking to you, and I was like, hey, you got to go watch the highlights from the Dallas game. Mickey just figured out how to make a Rhine v. Rhine go one-sided with Brigida. Right. He used the stun on the other Reinhardt and then Earth Shatter everybody down. Unbelievable.
Oh my god, it was so good.
I was just laughing. I was like, well, that's how you fix that whole problem.
Right.
You go in, you stun Reinhardt. The other Reinhardt, you don't have to worry about the shield blocking the Earth Shatter. Unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know if it's coach, which I'm kind of thinking it is a little bit.
It's gotta be. It has to be.
And as much as I love Effect, his volatility and his negative kind of approach it's not there, and they're playing better. Yeah. And they have people on the right heroes. Taimu's playing Widow. AKM does what he does, and Mickey's found a new hero, Brigida.
Life.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like a mediocre at best diva, but his Brigida has just been outstanding. Plus, I think the addition of OGE and getting them some real stability at main tank.
And he's good main tank, too.
I think the most underrated player for this whole team has been the play of Seagull.
Oh, fuck yeah. Seagull's been phenomenal.
As great as Mickey has been, and as clutch as he's been, Siegel has just been doing the dirty work.
Yeah, a stat that I saw with him on Diva, he has the highest kill percentage on Diva Ultimates. Mm-hmm. As far as with all the added in, amount of time played and all that stuff, he has the highest percentage of. So even when he's remeching, I think he does what I kind of like to do, and that's, I got this bomb. I'm going to try and throw it at somebody. If it kills someone, it's a win.
Right.
So, I mean, he's got a higher percentage, and he knows. Sometimes those streamers, they know the tricky angles and the stuff, the showy stuff that these guys aren't expecting. Plus, he's been really good on Junkrat, and he's been decent on Pharah and Genji, too.
And so, I have seen him play some Hanzo as well, and he was doing really well on that. His Hanzo is amazing, and I really feel like if they had a chance of getting in the playoffs, they really could have made some noise.
If they just used him right.
Because I feel like the new Hanzo will be out for the playoff build.
Yeah, I think so.
And he would absolutely shred with that.
Oh, yeah.
He's already doing it with the regular Hanzo, but he'd probably have more opportunity to use it.
It's got to be hard to practice. I mean, how do you practice that? I mean, obviously, they probably have some kind of setup in the practice rooms, right?
Right.
With the current, whatever patch they're using.
Right, but, then they have to play, their scrim modes and all of that stuff, and it's not just, playing ladder and all of that. Which, I mean, I guess is... to them is probably not quite as much practice as actually playing with your teammates, but even still, it's got to throw you off going from version to version like that.
Yeah, but they could be in the stage playoffs. I wouldn't put it past them the way they're playing right now.
I really think they have a shot if they can keep this going. That's still the big question. Is has always been their consistency.
Yeah,
I mean they're showing us a lot of promise right now, but I don't want to say for sure that they're... Right.
I'm totally with you on that. The new coach could have a different approach than Kai did. I mean, what's his name? Arrow?
Something like that.
He might, just be constantly on them. A different approach sometimes works for guys.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, how many times in the NFL have you seen a team that's gone 0-9, they get a new coach, and they rip off 4 in a row?
Look at the Rams last year.
Yeah. Well, that was Jeff Fisher. That doesn't count.
Exactly. So is Kai the Jeff Fisher?
Well, they would have to finish at 500.
Yes, this is true.
Well, I guess they finished 4-12 there last year. So
they did.
Yeah, maybe he is the Jeff Fisher.
Because he had some early success.
Yeah.
Rode that to...
Yeah, exactly. I think you're right. Kai's Jeff Fisher. All right. I'm in. I actually buy now. He needs a mustache.
Can we put the Jeff Fisher mustache on Kai? All right. So
let's move on
to London.
Speaking of a team that's back.
Right.
Birdring looked good.
Watch out.
Yep.
If Birdring can keep this up, that's 2 games in a row that he has looked like his old self. And if he's at that level, watch out.
Yeah, and it's amazing how much...
finally some competition for New York.
Yeah, it's amazing how much better they look when Birdring is right.
Right.
And I think it goes back to, I mean, we said it 3 or 4 times now. They put the other team to rest. Mm-hmm. And they said, you guys are our guys. Go win us the money.
Right.
Or the championship or whatever, your desire is. Pizza with profit. I don't care.
Probably not coffee, though.
No. Hey, London, can you do that contest? I would enter it 6,000 times. Chance to eat pizza with profit. You can't do it with Tizzy, though, because, anyway, he was part of the Bobs, the Cloud9 Bobs. So, Tizzy, what exactly do you do? No, but they look really good. And a Gesture has gotten back to Gesture-like form.
Oh, it seems God.
Like that halt hook, or that halt he did on Hanamura, where he pulled in the sports to the Diva Bomb was fucking amazing. That was beautiful. And just one of a couple other things he did. I mean,
I feel like we saw him do the same Brigitte.
Yeah.
Where they stunned the Reinhardt, and he was on the other side of it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Or was that Fissure?
No,
I think it was Gesture.
Yeah.
He was on the other side of the payload, and got their whole team, and just charged and got a 3 kill.
Yeah, his Rhine is up there with the best, if not the.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable. they just look so much more confident. Kind of like that cocky confident they had like in the first stage, which for this team, it works. It's kind of part of their, like New York just goes out and like a machine and kills people. They need that cocky bravado kind of thing backing them up. And they kind of got it back. And honestly, it started with Bird Rank starting to just fire off and kill people like left and right. And Gesture, it kind of is like a chain reaction. I think it helped out guys like Gesture, especially the tanks. You know, when you know your DPS are not doing stupid shit and they're totally invested and their heads are in the game and they're not hurt and they're making plays, it makes your job easier.
Right, exactly. And, like, just in general, this team, they never really lost that part. Or, actually, no, they really did, but at the same point, like, I think they could never, like, really feel confident that they could have that. I don't know. It's weird how much it seems to have affected the team, but it clearly did.
Yeah, it did. I think moving forward, teams better get ready.
Yeah.
For old London from, 3 months ago, in the beginning of the season. Get ready for that. Sure. So I think it's coming back. Moving on off of London, let's talk about a team that's slipping a little bit here. Let's talk about Houston. Yeah, we had high hopes for them in this stage, and they did not look good.
No, it looked rough.
Yeah, and I keep saying it's like Houston being Houston, but it's almost like a Houston taking a step down from being Houston. Because San Francisco fucking wrecked him.
Yeah, they did.
That was a team we had questions with of how are they going to play this meta, and especially against teams like Houston. Well, they figured that out.
Yeah, they did.
And it's hard to pinpoint stuff with them.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I just don't know how to feel about this team. That's why I've always been so hesitant to pick them and just, like, feel like they're really going to make the same run that they did in the first season, or in the first stage.
Right. Like, it's at this point, everybody's waiting for the first stage to happen again, and they're pretty much where everybody predicted them to be from the start. Kind of in the middle. Right. Not, going to beat some big teams once in a while. Going to lose some games that are questionable. They're not. I don't think they're as good as we want them to be, or actually they are. I mean, to be honest.
Well, I think something that we talked about is I really think it comes down to their support play is just not up to par. That really hurts them. And then they sometimes can really have some questionable DPS play at times. I feel like probably the only consistent thing they've ever had is their tank play, and those guys can only do so much. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can't count on them to carry games. I mean, you can count on them to be part of that to an extent, like Fissure does once in a while, but that's an extreme case. I mean, that's probably the second best or the best main tank in the league.
Right, but keep in mind how strong his supports are.
Yeah. Who's keeping him alive?
Yeah, he does himself a lot of favors to keep himself in those situations, but, I mean, he still has way better supports than either. I really want to see what Movement and Cool Matt do with a proper team around them. Yeah. I really think that they could really elevate themselves.
Like, even for instance, if you put them on, say, London, where you got Bedosin and either Closer or Nuss, I think it's a different story.
Absolutely.
At this point, Ruckus, Bonnie, and Boink just aren't on the level of the teams that are going in the playoffs right now.
Yeah. And just going in that upward direction, like the teams that are looking really, really good all have very strong support play.
Yeah, and the Valiant, we didn't think so at first, but Custa and Kariv are playing really well. And Houston doesn't have that. They have average. Exactly. I mean, to be honest. And they're 18 and 16, pretty much average.
Right. And, it's
the only exception
be what we expected.
The only exception to the whole rule with the supports, I would put two teams in that. That would be San Francisco, lower than they should be with really good supports, and Seoul with shaky supports are in the 7th spot. Yeah, but they're all right around Houston. I mean,
right. Seoul has very shaky support play, and San Francisco only recently got good support play.
And that was good. That was when they got Moth.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked really well for Sleepy, I think, more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he got to shine, and once he got comfortable and they had Moth together, the narrative changed. You see him popping off like he did this week.
Right, exactly. And it's really completely opened it up for them.
Yeah, and Seoul is 3 years ago's team, really, as far as their sports go. I mean, they're just not. Since we're talking, let's talk about Seoul.
Yeah, the other really disappointing team this week.
Yeah, just we kind of were talking about maybe they should bring Miro back in. I don't know what they should bring in now.
I don't know what you do.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I feel like their
coaches have just put them in such a horrible position where you got guys switching their roles and then devastating the how everybody plays, and all the team chemistry that they had is just out the window, and they try to go back to it, and it backfires completely, and they just look terrible.
And they can't figure out the meta. They can't play the new hero. It's just, I don't know. And, I've seen things where Ru Jae-hong might be retiring. Yeah, maybe it might be time.
Right.
Don't know. They're just a big ball of disappointment. And like we said on one of our previous shows, this ain't going to be the same team next year.
No.
So I would not invest in any Seoul Dynasty gear.
I feel like the only person that might still be safe is Fleta.
Yeah. Fleta, I think they'd keep Wakid.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really decent player. He's actually been playing really good the last couple of weeks. Since they got rid of the Tracer meta, he's a very valuable commodity.
Yeah. Everybody
else on that team is expendable. Then I hate to say it, even Ru Jae-hong.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, and I've really, now that we're hearing some of the rumors of what happened in them trying to get a tank, it makes a lot of sense because Miro has just not been playing at the same level as all the other tanks in the league.
He hasn't.
Ones.
And that was even with Dive Comp. That was before we got to this weird thing.
Oh, yeah. He's been bad since Stage 1.
2. Stage 1, yeah. Yeah, they could be. I mean, honestly, right now, they're one of the worst teams in the league. Not counting the two bottom teams.
Yeah.
You can't be on that level of atrocious. Sorry.
But, I feel like Seoul is going to miss out on the stage playoffs, and I feel like they're very much in danger of missing out on the playoffs overall.
Yeah. Their only hope right now is to go maybe 500 and pray that Boston just tanks.
Yeah.
That's their only hope, because they're sitting at 7 right now. Boston looked a lot
better in that game against the Valiant.
Yeah, they did. They looked much better. They look like they're kind of slow to the party, but they're figuring things out. They were playing Brigitte. They were kind of doing okay against her. Mm-hmm. And I know we talk about it a lot, but it's a big deal. I mean,
it really is.
Yeah, and honestly, for instance, it's a big deal. So if you watch New York play Shanghai, which I did, I'm that much of a fucking fan, I guess. New York was toying with them and running dive against Brigitte, and it took them about 2.5 minutes to even get to the first point against the Brigitte with an inferior team playing against them, if that says anything. Dive does not work against that. There was a point where Gaguri and Five King, and I believe Dia, were the only people alive against the whole New York team, and they held the point for a good 25 seconds, 20 seconds, somewhere in there. In eternity. You gotta learn this meta. And you can't New York can do it because they're above everybody else. They can fuck around with Shanghai and run dive against them, almost like going easy on them. But when you get in these matches, like some of these teams like Boston, when they were just trying to ram their head against the wall with dive comp against it, it just doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah, and these teams will figure out, they'll figure out a way to stop that. Why not use it? Look at the teams that are in this stage right now. All the teams that are in the top 4 use Brigitte a lot. Mm-hmm. New York, the Gladiators, the Valiant, and the Fusion. And Dallas is sitting at 5th. they use their well too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're playing the meta. The top 5 teams are playing the meta. The other teams haven't figured it out.
Exactly.
London's starting to.
Yeah. Yeah, London is. San Francisco kind of is. I just don't think it's going to be quite enough.
Yeah.
And they've got some really tough matchups, too.
Yeah, they do. We're going to see what they're made of again.
Yeah.
They look good this week, though.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, guys. Join us on social media. All the links are down below. Don't forget about High Noon Pick'em. Try and beat us. I'll try and remember to hit send or save on my picks this week. So I don't fucking... Anyway, that's an idiot story for later. But catch us on the next one, and we will talk to you guys later.
Later, guys.